The University of North Carolina Tar Heels have one of, if not the most iconic color schemes in all of college football. We'll look at some of the best and we'll look at some of the worst football uniforms in Carolina history as we break it down in this huddle. So, huddle up.
You don't want none! You don't want none!
Ready, break! So, when you turn on the television, there's no other team in the entire country that is so easily identifiable than the North Carolina Tar Heels of Chapel Hill. With that patented Carolina blue and that interlocking white NC and that Argyle stripe that goes from the front to the back with the white face mask that permeates Carolina athletics, it almost looks like it was made in heaven itself. Yeah, that's right. And with the colors that blend so perfectly together, navy blue, Carolina blue, white, they've put together some of the best uniforms in the entire country. I don't think that that's debatable. But there have also been some stinking duds, especially when certain groups have gone outside of our perfect color scheme. Now, in this episode, we'll take a look at some of the best uniforms that UNC has ever put together, as well as some uniforms that belong in the stinking trash. That should have never been thought of. That should have been borderline criminal. Now, as a disclaimer, we will not be going in any particular order, and I'm not going to be able to cover every single uniform that Carolina's ever donned. This is simply my personal opinion on those uniforms that I love and those uniforms that I absolutely stinking loathe. And if you disagree, that's why there's a comment section that you can tell me where I'm wrong, or you can recognize my magnificent taste and let me know how right I am. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. Because my mom always told me that when there's something nasty on your plate that you didn't want to eat and you will eat it, you might as well go ahead and eat that first before you get to the good stuff. So we'll get the trash out of the way. Before the 2013-2014 football season, the Tar Heels decided to introduce black into the color scheme for the Tar Pit series. Now you start messing with our colors, and you've already stinking lost me. But that contrast with the Carolina blue and black was absolutely atrocious. Now, in order of hideousness was the blue helmet with that thick black stripe down the middle, that white interlocking NC. Talk about so much going on, it looked hideous. The white jersey with the black numbering on the chest and the shoulders, and the Carolina blue pants with that thick black stripe that's like going down the side of the pants. Why? Why would you do that to our uniform? And if that wasn't bad enough, how about the Carolina blue helmet with a thick black stripe down the middle and the Carolina blue jersey with the black numbers, and it's got black on the sleeves and black on the collar, and then it's got like two different colors of Carolina blue when you get close to it. It's just, well, there's Carolina blue and then like some other weird light blue color. Or how about the matte black stinking helmet with the Carolina blue NC, and it's got the thick Carolina blue stripe going down the middle and the Carolina blue note. Oh my goodness, it looked terrible, man. As you can see, I mean, I can't be the only one who thinks that this was just a terrible idea. And I mean, 2013, 2014 was rough to watch on television. I don't know if you guys remember that Lee Corso when he appeared on The Waterboy, and he's sitting there in the booth, and the Waterboy is like about to punish somebody, and he's like, it's difficult to watch, difficult to watch. I mean, that's how I felt. This is my team, and I love Carolina football, and I'm sitting here, and they look like a bunch of clowns running around because they got this ridiculous uniform combination. I hated it, and I'm so glad that they never stinking wear those again. That's not even something that, like, in the year 2080, when they say, hey, let's do a throwback. No. We're going to erase that from our memory. It was so hideous. So, now that we're done with that, let's thinking grab some water or something and wash that filth out of our mouth. And we'll go to one of my favorites. Now that we've finished our broccoli and cauliflower, if you will, let's get some chicken and mashed potatoes. I don't know. So now that we're done with that, this is the uniform that I think Carolina should be wearing every stinking home game. Every home game. It's the Carolina blue helmet with the white face mask, the white interlocking NC, and that beautiful Argyle stripe that goes from front to back that just permeates Carolina football, man. I mean, when you put that with that Carolina blue jersey, and you got the white breeches with the stinking Carolina blue interlocking NC with some white cleats, man, that is one of the cleanest uniforms in all of football, period. Tell me that I'm wrong. That's one of the stinking cleanest uniforms. It should be a Kenan Stadium norm. When I pay tickets, I want to see my team look good, and that looks good. And I want to see them in Kenan Stadium wearing that uniform. I can't be the only one that thinks that. So, I don't know, and other people may feel differently about this. This helmet looks so good that I don't understand why you would ever go to the white helmet. And I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world. I just think that this is already so nice. So why do we keep flipping out the blue helmet with the white helmet? I'm not a real big fan of the white helmet. Now, this next one may be extremely controversial with some of you, but I need you to stick with me, okay? Let me go ahead and swallow real quick, because I know I'm going to get some backlash. I'm not a fan of the all Carolina blue. There, I said it. Not a fan of the all Carolina blue. It's too much, man. It's too much. It's just too stinking much. And, it even looks worse when they were all Carolina blue tops and bottoms, and then they got the white helmet. I mean, not a big fan at all. Now, the only two uniform combinations that Carolina should ever wear a white helmet with is, one, the Stormtrooper. Okay, I'm not going to chirp about that. It's got its moment, it's got its purpose. I get it. Okay, now I would still like to see a white top, white bottom, and that Carolina blue helmet. That's just my preference, but I give it like a 6. Stormtrooper look, or white helmet, white top, navy blue pants, nasty. Clean. That is clean. I can see the white helmet. I remember when Carolina went up to Rutgers back in what was that, 04, 05, 06? I can't even remember, man. Forgive me about the years, but, Charles Brown had that real big hit out in the corner, and Carolina went up there and blew them up. And they had the Carolina blue helmet with the white jersey and the navy blue pants. Man, I was like, that goes hard. That's clean. It does look clean. I can do that. I'll give that like an 8 or 9. Give that like an 8 or 9. Now, let's look at another combination that makes me want to stink and vomit. If I never see this combo again, I'll be perfectly fine. It's a terrible look. Nothing at all against my man, Miles Murphy, or, nothing against my man, Sam Howell. Love you guys, but yikes. When they asked me to do a stinking photo lineup or whatever you want to call it for this thing, I'd have been like, ugh, let old boy do that over there. I'm going to wait for a better uniform combination, because this looks stinking terrible. And if I was asked to do this, I'd probably want to take a picture behind a tree too, because my man Miles was like, nah, I don't want to be seen in this thing. It looks terrible, man. You like a big blueberry. It just looks bad. So, now what's interesting is it's amazing how if he just changed the pants, then it looks clean. Carolina blue helmet, navy top and navy bottom, and that's clean, right? Looks real good. Now, how about the Giovanni Bernards? The all navy with the blue top and the bottom, coupled with the chrome helmet with that huge Tar Heel on the side. That was clean, right? That was a great game. And just as a side note, as clean as Gio looks as he's streaking down the right side for a touchdown on one of the most iconic plays in that series history, look how terrible little brother. Look how terrible and pitiful he looks over there chasing him. Not only are you not athletic enough to chase down Gio, but you look bad doing it. So sometimes you got to feel bad for little brother. Not. How about the Carolina Blue Chrome with the white top and the white breeches and the white cleats like Carolina wore against Duke last year? Now that is a decent uniform combination. I can do it, you know. It's not my favorite. I'm not a real big Chrome guy, you know, but that wasn't a bad look. I can do that every once in a while. I thought it looked good and it was appropriate for the circumstances. I love it when they incorporate the actual Tar Heel into the uniform combination. It looks good, man. So, with that being said, I love how they incorporate the Tar Heel into the uniform combination. It just looks good, man. Now, without further ado, I want to tell you my number one favorite uniform right now is the 1990s throwback uniform that Mac Brown brought back when he came back for his second stint. Look, man, this thing is stinking clean. I love it. It brings me back to a time when Carolina football was important. It was on the cusp of greatness. It just looks good, man. Looks stinking good. Carolina blue top with the white interlocking NC. The helmet has the navy stripe on either side of that white bar down the middle. And it's got the pronounced navy around the NC on the side of the Carolina blue helmet, man. It looks good, man. It looks real good. And then you have the navy stripes on the side of the Carolina blue top. And then you have the number with the navy blue kind of backdrop that looks almost kind of like it's shaded. Dude, nice. Super clean. It's the cleanest uniform that Carolina wears right now. I love it when they wear the throwbacks. And I even wish that they would do that to the away uniform just for some nostalgia. You go up and play Virginia in the South Southwest rivalry. You're going to play, NC State this year in Raleigh. Man, bring back that old 90s uniform, bro. That it's clean, man. I like it. It looks good on television. It looks stinking good on television. I wouldn't even mind if they brought that back as their regular stinking uniform, right? And it was so good that even in 2021, Uni Authority named it the best throwback uniform of the year. And it was. Wasn't even stinking. You couldn't even argue that, man. It was that stinking clean. So I'd love to see the Heels, like I said, do the same thing with their away uniforms. So what uniforms did I miss? And how do you rank the uniforms that I covered? What's your favorite and what's your worst? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to read every single comment because I genuinely want to know what the Tar Heel Nation thinks. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to this content, and by all means, y'all be easy out there. I'll see you on the next one. Go Heels.